It's difficult to skip a regular long walk when you are living in a country that has so much sunshine, even in winter. It may be cold and I need to dress warm, but I can't wait to be outside and enjoy the sun and nature. The funny part is that it's April and it still feels like winter here in Greece this week. But the morning looked like a day we would have in the middle of January, and the weather was so bad that it did make me skip my regular morning walk. I was surprised to wake up on such a cold morning. It wasn't only the freezing temperature, but the cold rain too, that made me ask myself, is it April, really? Usually I go to the bakery on my way back from my morning walk. Not only did I skip my walk, but I drove to the bakery instead of walking. That was so not me. If I had to walk to the bakery instead, I would still count it as exercise. Yes, it would only be a 20-minute walk, and I would have burned 120 calories, but it would still count. I hate driving for such a short distance, and I prefer walking for errands. But the thing was that I had overslept that morning, and I had to prepare breakfast for my daughter before we left for school. So every minute counted. I'm not obsessed with my walking streak. There have been days when I did skip my long walk. I don't want to do things just because of a number. Oh, I walked for 250 days straight. I don't want to ruin my streak. I go for long walks because I really enjoy them. Physically, but most importantly, mentally. I didn't think at all about my skipped walk while I was driving my daughter to school.
Πορτιά της Σάββατος. Αύριο όμως θα τον δούμε, ή το μεσημέρι.
We were both very surprised by the unusual cold weather in the middle of spring, especially my daughter, who is looking forward to dressing in summer clothes. This routine of me driving her to school every day helps me stay consistent with my goals. I love routine and I like having a schedule planned for the day ahead. By doing the same things over and over again, as long as these things bring me closer to my goals, I just need to follow my routine. As they say, you need to put in the reps, no matter how mundane they might seem from time to time. It's the simple things that add up to reach a far more important goal. So being present with my daughter at moments like this helps me become a better parent, and going for daily long walks helps me stay healthy and possibly live longer to enjoy more time with her.
Απρίλιος και χιόνια. Το είδαμε και αυτό.
I don't see how these parenting moments might compete with my health goals. Sure, having to drive her to school at a specific time means I don't get to choose when I go for my walk in the morning. I mean, I'm not that flexible with time. I like being free to schedule my own day. But I'm willing to find a balance between my parenting and health goals. As I was driving back home, I knew I had work to do. I couldn't skip work just to make up for the walk I had missed in the early morning. And the truth is, I knew I would try to make up for it by going for an even longer walk in the afternoon. What I didn't know though was how the weather would change and that I would get to enjoy my walk a lot more. I didn't need to push myself to go for a walk that afternoon. Even if the weather had been awful, I still would have gone. But the fact that the sun was out made it a dream walk for me. I actually went out earlier than usual, since I normally walk after dark, but the combination of sunshine and cold made me feel like I would enjoy it even more. I figured that hardly anyone would be outside in that weather, and that made it even better. If I had gone for a walk in the morning, it would have been a totally different experience. I would have got soaked from the cold rain. Not that I mind getting wet, as I actually enjoy the rain. What I don't enjoy is walking while holding an umbrella. That's the part that would have made it tiring. In the afternoon though, my hands were free and I was more relaxed. I could even feel more easily. I was already planning to walk a bit longer to make up for skipping the morning one, but the sunny, crisp weather made me lose track of time completely, and I ended up walking much further than I had planned. Honestly, I didn't want it to end. I didn't want to go home. And when I feel like that, that's when I know I've had the perfect walk. I walk all year round for the same reasons. First, for my health. We are meant to move, not sit in front of screens all day. Second, because walking is when I get my best ideas. It's my most productive time. And third, for the peace. As a dad, I don't get much quiet time at home. Going for a walk in the afternoon doesn't really say anything about commitment to me. I'm not committed to walking every single day. It's a great habit, sure, but if I'm not feeling up to it one day, I won't force it. So simple. That said, there have been days I've walked 3 times or walked for more than 2 hours, like this one. So it's not about discipline, it's about freedom. I walk as much as I want, when I want. During the walk, I went over everything that had happened that day. Work stuff, what my daughter said in the car, the miserable trip to the bakery in the morning. But if you told me I could relive the same day again from the start, I would do everything exactly the same. On long walks, I really zone out. I don't think so much about what already happened. I think more about what's next, what I'll work on when I get home, what video I'll create next for my YouTube channel. I wasn't really stuck on the morning bakery trip. I was more focused on how to improve my work and videos. Though I'll admit, it was a little hard to concentrate because it was around golden hour and everything looked magical in that soft April light. Well, I'm not thrilled when I miss a walk. I feel a bit guilty. I'd rather have gone. But I don't want to be hard on myself about something I enjoy. I'm already strict with myself in a lot of areas. If I get strict about walking too, I'll end up ruining it. Even when I do something I love, I want it to stay joyful. The biggest challenge when it comes to long walks in winter is really just stepping out the front door. Leaving the warm house is the hardest part, I think. But once you are out and moving, momentum kicks in. And honestly, you realize how much better it feels to be outside than stuck between 4 walls. I get it. It's tempting to stay cozy inside, but real growth, real progress, that comes from doing the hard thing, not the easy one. This walk reminded me why I started doing this daily habit almost 3 years ago. It all began when I had an issue with my stomach and needed to lose weight. I dropped 20 kilos. Now I keep walking not so much to maintain my weight, but because it lifts me up mentally. Nothing can stop me from walking when I know how much it helps me. And I know I'm not alone in discovering the truth that long walks are hiding, especially in winter or cold weather.